Hello, beautiful people. I hope all is well. I hope all is well. I do apologize for being a bit late, but I went to the gym today and my edges wasn't laid. And they're not as laid as they could be laid, but they're laid to Allie standards. So I had to lay my edges, put a little lip gloss before I came on here for y'all. So if you are new to my page, my name is Alison. I am a certified dating and relationship coach. I have a bachelor's degree in education, a master's degree in counseling, a master's degree extension in mental health counseling, and I primarily work with single women to help them be found by the partners that they deserve. So every Wednesday I do this weekly live Q&A as a form of giving back to the community. For those who may not be in a position to afford coaching or a session, they can drop a very short and simple question that I'll be able to answer for them in my goal, 45 seconds or less. Can I just tell y'all something that's been annoying me just this much? Can I take a minute to talk about me for a second? So, talking about me for a second. This is something about social media that I wish the world can understand, okay? If you see a clip of something, that means that is just a sample of what has been discussed, right? In a 30-minute conversation, a 40-minute conversation. This live is probably going to be 30 minutes. An hour and a half, right? And so making judgments based on a clip is not useful, which is why most creators will say, click the link in my bio to watch the full episode. Subscribe to my YouTube to watch the full episode. So when people have opinions or expectations that you're going to cover the entire topic in 40 seconds or 15 seconds, what the algorithm actually wants. The algorithm wants us to create reels that are 10 to 15 seconds long. I try to give you guys answers in 45 seconds. Sometimes I do a minute and a half and then I shorten it because I tend to be repetitive. Only because that's my education background. I know people need to hear things multiple times in order to understand it. So please do not have an expectation that any creator is going to be able to discuss every single caveat of every single question. Can't be done in seconds, all right? So what you can do is you can subscribe to their long form if they have a YouTube, if they have a podcast, and then make a judgment, all right? But there's no way in the world that anyone's going to be able to cover every single circumstance in 45 seconds or less. Good. So let us get into the live and how it all works. If you are new to my page, I want to welcome you to the land of love. This is my community where we are here to get people on the right path in regards to their dating and relationship life. As I mentioned, every Wednesday I do this live. How do you get your question answered? Not live on the live. You have to submit your question in advance. So, it's kind of weird. I can see my reflection right there. So I post this story every Tuesday around 5 p.m. Eastern. It expires the next day around 5 p.m. Eastern, which is today. And in the box, you drop your questions. Please do not DM me your questions. I will not see them. Please do not write your question, take a picture of it, and then put it in the box, because that means we need too much context. And unfortunately, a free service is not going to give you full context. What you can do is click the link in my bio and you can book a 30-minute private session, or you can join me in my Future Wives Club where you can ask questions all day long and we can have a banter and a back and forth, as well as the other members of the community who can chime in. All right. So I will not answer any questions that are submitted that way. Make it fit in the box. If it can't fit in the box, that means I need too much context and you need to do something paid so that you can give me all the tea so I can give you a full response. All right. This is an excellent question. It's the last question I got, but it's an excellent one, so I want to start with it. The question is, what is the max number of men you can realistically date at once? What is the max number of men you can realistically date at once? So my recommendation, as you guys should know if you've been following me, if you haven't, is I believe in multi-dating, which means that men and women should be dating more than one person at a time. They should be dating more than one person at a time. Realistically, we are all busy. We have lives, we have jobs, we have things that we have to do. And so maintaining a full roster, right, 5+ people is not realistic. And then plus, how are you going to get to know them? Especially for the gentlemen who are paying for the dates. Like, that's not unless you're a millionaire, but that's not a realistic budgetary note. So my recommendation is max 3. You should not have more than 3 people in rotation at a time, because how else are you going to find the time to get to know these people? Please note, again, if you are new, when I talk about dating, I'm talking about spending quality time with a potential match. That quality time should not necessarily be in the bedroom. Now, we all grown. If you decide that you want to sleep with folks, that's your business. But I do not include or recommend sleeping with more than one person at a time. And I recommend holding out for as long as you can, that's in alignment with your belief system, before you engage in sexual activity. Okay? Okay, so max 3. That's for both men and women. Should I be dating even though I'm going to boot camp soon? Should I be dating even though I'm going to boot camp soon? So that depends on what happens after boot camp. And unfortunately, I'm not a military expert. But if you are returning to base, I don't know if that's the right term. If you're returning home, if you're returning back to the city where you're meeting these gentlemen in your dating process relatively soon, I imagine that boot camp is weeks long, then I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I would say, though, that I would imagine that once you're in boot camp, all the communication has to cease, which then causes an awkward gap. We have to refill. So if you're just about to go, I don't see what the harm is in waiting until you complete boot camp. I don't know, 6 weeks, 8 weeks, whatever it is. When you return home, return to base, return to the place that you will be existing and functioning, then you can pick up there. Now, if you're going to boot camp a year out from now, right, then you can date. Then hopefully you would be in sort of there's a fluidity between the person that you're dating. You let them know, I'm going to boot camp for 6 weeks. They can hold out for 6 weeks. They'll be all right. But I need you to understand you got to return back. That's if you are returning back home to home, right? I don't know how it works. I just had one of my clients who's in the military. So the question is, maybe you could give me some clarity, Fee. Should I be dating even though I'm going to boot camp soon? So if you're going to boot camp and you're not coming back to the radio, I don't know, like the middle, right? You're not coming back to the place where you're meeting these people, where you're starting your process, then I wouldn't do it. You should be dating people who are close to you. Unless you live in some like small hick town where it might take you a 2-hour drive to get to, fine. But if you're in any kind of relatively metropolitan, you should be dating the people that's in your city. So if you're coming back home or coming back to a location which you will be for a significant period of time, cool. If not, don't do it. Okay? Date folks who are close to you. It alleviates so much stress and so much potential struggle. All right? Let's keep going. How do I let a person know they don't make enough for me? How do I let a person know they don't make enough for me? You don't. Why do you feel a need to have to tell them that they don't make enough money to meet your standard or your requirement? If this were the other way around, and I'm being very presumptuous, so I'm going to preface this. Hopefully this makes the clip when my VA makes the clips, because then you're going to say, oh, you're assuming. I'm telling you now I'm being presumptuous. I'm assuming you are a woman. I'm assuming you're talking about a guy. If a gentleman said, on the other hand, how do I let a woman know, not you, how do I let a woman know that she's not pretty enough for me? How do I let a woman know that she's not fit enough for me? How do I let a woman know whatever, right? Her butt's not big enough, whatever it is. Then we would say you don't. That's rude. It's hurtful. And so you just dismiss yourself. Hey, we're not looking for the same things, but I wish you the best moving forward. I'm going to tell you the same thing here. There's no reason to tell this, I assume, gentleman that he doesn't make enough to meet your standard. He may know that already. He may already be self-conscious or not. It doesn't matter. There's no reason for us to make this gentleman feel worse. I'm sure that there are plenty of women who would be very happy whatever his salary is, even if it's 0. There's women who love bums. It's like there's men who love bums, right? There's no reason. Let the man be. I am sure that a lot of guys are aware that in this society, they are measured many times by their financial success, just like women are measured by our beauty. And if I could just say as a side note, I would much rather be measured by my success. I think that the men or women, because I know how to make money, but to change my face, I'm gonna have to have surgery. To change my body, I go to the gym as far as the gym can take you, along with DNA. I go to the gym and then I might still have NAS at all, right? So just a side note, I think that the guys are winning by being measured by financial success versus us being measured by beauty. Generally, as you get older, you tend to be more financially sound up until retirement, but then you need to plan accordingly. Generally, as you get older, you become less beautiful according to the standards of society. So men or women, but nonetheless, don't say nothing. hey, I don't think we're looking for the same things, and I wish you all the best moving forward. Now we can have a much longer conversation about what the salary is, why do you think it's problematic, and blah, 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 which is what they're going to say underneath the comments. Well, why you ain't ask her? This is 45 seconds, y'all. This is a public service announcement. This is a free public service for what I do for lots of money. So I'm going to get to what I can get to when I can get to it. And the quick answer is, don't tell him. There's no need. It'll only probably hurt his feelings, and it's not going to change anything. Okay? Should the new girl meet the baby mama? If so, before or after meeting the kids? Should the new girl meet the baby mama? If so, before or after meeting the kids? I'm sorry, y'all. My baby's crying, and it's a distraction. It's a distraction. Should the new girl, I might mess around and end this live soon because I can't. Should the new girl meet the baby mama? If so, before or after meeting the kids? So my stance is that the new girlfriend should meet the mother of your child, right? I think this is a gentleman, might be, I'm not sure. The mother of the children before the children do. I believe, and it's so interesting because is it? I don't know if it's Tia or Tamara. One of the twins who was divorced recently. Well, I guess the only one who's divorced. The other one is still married. They, in their divorce decree, states that they are not allowed to introduce the children to a significant other until 6 months after exclusivity, which I like that. I like it because I agree. I think 6 months is fair, but I like it because we need to make these things abundantly clear at breakup time. It is not a good idea for us. Thank you, Tia. It is not a good idea for us to be breaking up and then it's 7 months later, it's a year later, and then now you want to have a conversation about how we're going to deal with dating. Like, if we figured out custody, we figured out who's picking up who immediately at breakup, we figured out how much is being paid to where before breakup, we figured who's dropping who off before, well, not before breakup, but like at breakup time, we're figuring out, you need to figure this part out too, from the beginning. Hey, obviously we just ended our relationship 3 weeks ago. So neither one of us may be prepared to date again. And that might not be true. Somebody could have been dating from the get-go. Look, we're not here for that. We're not here for that. To split hairs. So, hey, it's only been a few weeks. But eventually, I would imagine both of us are going to move on. So let's discuss what strategy would be best for us to move forward. And my recommendation is that there should be no introduction to kids until there is an introduction to the ex-partner. Now, it doesn't mean that that someone gets a veto. I don't like the girl, I don't like the guy, so you can't date them and they can't meet the kids. That's impractical and unrealistic. And we would not want that to happen the other way around. We wouldn't want our ex to be able to veto our choices. Sorry. So you don't have the right to do so. But there should be an introduction. There should be an opportunity to have a conversation. There should be an opportunity to get to feel the other person out in the hopes that that person, your co-parent, feels comfortable with who they've met. I'll also say this. I'm preaching to the choir, but we got to do a better job of choosing our children's parents. Even if romantically things don't work out, you got to slow down. You gotta slow down. And this is coming from a 36-year-old about to be 37-year-old first-time mom. You gotta slow down. Because the answers I'm going to get when I clip this is going to be, oh, well, he's unreasonable and he's a narcissist and she's a bitch. If you would have given it a year or two more, you would have figured that out before you even laid with this person enough to have unprotected sex and get pregnant and keep that baby. I know that's not nice. I'm just telling the truth today, y'all. I know that's not nice. I'm just telling the truth today, y'all. The truth has come over me. We're moving too fast. Like, again, I'm probably talking to people who it may be too late for, and they already got the kids with the people who everyone's a narcissist. Or I may be talking to people who already know this, and we're in the same boat. We're in the same age range. We have the same passion. And so y'all are holding out like I held out, like Andrew held out, right? But we got to do a better job of vetting these human beings before having unprotected sex, getting them pregnant or getting pregnant, and as a Christian woman, I'm going to say it again, keeping them babies. So if you're making better choices on the human beings you choose to procreate with, then this conversation would not be hard. Hey, it wouldn't be hard. Look, things didn't work out, clear as day. So and I'm sure in the next couple of months we're going to be moving on, what are the parameters that will make you feel comfortable? And a reasonable human being would then establish those parameters. Hey, let's not introduce anybody to someone that we're not committed to just yet. Hey, let's have a phone conversation with the new person, the new girl, the new guy before the kids meet. Let's meet in person. Let's just feel each other out. Obviously, I can't tell you no. And I wouldn't tell you no because I trust you as a human being to make sound decisions about the adults who are around my children because I vetted you. Now, are there some minor circumstances where the vetting wouldn't work and you really would be dealing with someone who is off their rocker or has become off their rocker after the fact, which is rare? Okay, because most of the time mental illness will come out in late teens, early 20s. So let's stop with everybody's crazy, everyone's bipolar. But nonetheless, to answer the questions I just went off on, ideally, we should be meeting the children's parents before the children do. Okay, let's keep going. Dating with kids and co-parenting, where do I start and find a man? Dating with kids and co-parenting, where do I start and find a man? Okay, so dating with the kids and co-parenting is not that much of an impactful element to your question of where do you start, okay? So the only thing when it comes to the children is that you need the time. So if you have an issue of needing time, meaning that your children's father isn't actively around, so you don't get a Friday, every other Friday, you don't get it every other Saturday, right? You don't have grandparents who are active, you don't have siblings who are active, right? You don't have friends who are active, which is another conversation for another day of how you don't have nobody. And I ain't gonna like this, so I'm telling the truth. Many times that's a reflection of you and not a reflection of everybody else. That you ain't got nobody. Many times, not every time. Anywho, so finding the time. So finding someone who is safe, who can watch the kids. Someone who told me, a couple of people, I don't have anybody. Okay, so if you need a friend. If you can't find a friend, then that needs to be a conversation outside of dating because that means you cannot build relationships with people, and that's a different conversation. But you should have a friend who has a child, preferably a friend who's single as well. Doesn't have to be. And then you can be, hey, I'm going to watch all the kids on Fridays and you're going to watch all the kids on Saturdays. We're not going to pay each other because we're doing each other quid pro quo, right? It's an even exchange. And then that way you would have one day a week, one evening a week where you can always date. That's the only way that children play a huge role in your dating experience is who's going to watch them when you're outside, okay? Once you've created a resolution for that, where do you start? You need to click the link in my bio and check out my free training, The Partner You Deserve, because I can't answer that quickly. It's a whole hour-and-a-half training that talks about how to reposition yourself on the dating scene after a relationship that has not served you, or if you're brand new to the scene, then whatever. But it talks about how to date in 2023, both online and offline. I can't answer that, but you can get a full answer from me for free by clicking the link in my bio and checking out the Partner You Deserve free training. The Partner You Deserve free training, okay? Let's keep going. How do I let a guy know who I've met in public that I'm not interested without bringing on potential danger? How do I let a guy know who I've met in public that I'm not interested in without bringing on potential danger? So let me tell you, right? As an 80s baby who has seen, at the time, nobody was trying to talk to me because I was a teenager in the 90s. But my sister, who's older than me, and I've walked with her in the street and I've seen her be harassed, cursed out, insulted. It was bad. The dudes was wilding back in the days. They used to grab us. That's crazy. I've seen her be attacked, things thrown at her because of rejection. So I get it. And I don't think you're being dramatic. For anybody who thinks she's being dramatic on here, you're wrong. She's right. So I understand your concern. And this is not someone, you have to be a victim of sexual assault and now you're dragging it. No, I understand your concern. I haven't seen it in recent years since college, but I get it. So I'll tell you, I've been approached. I'm approached all the time, right? Hey, I'm approached all the time. And what I do, which I don't desire, but I do it to keep myself safe, is I keep a smile on and I say, I'm married. No, thank you. Have a nice day. I'm married. No, thank you. Right? I give a smile. I'm warm and I'm nice as I reject them. And I tell them that I'm married. Now, you can wear a ring if you want to. You don't have to wear a ring if you don't want to. But that's all I do. I'm warm and I say no thank you with a smile, and I have not received a nasty response again since I was in college. So what are we talking? Almost 20 years, right? Since I started college. So that's my approach, and that's what I would advise for you. Okay? When I'm bored, why is it not okay to circle back to Mr. Not Emotionally Available or Mr. String Me Along just for convo? When I'm bored, why is it not okay to circle back to Mr. Not Emotionally Available or Mr. String Me Along just for convo? I'm going to tell you why. Number one, I am confident that you have something better else to do than spend time talking to people that you already know are not appropriate matches to you. I am sure you have better things to do. I know that you said that you're bored. I am confident that there are dishes that need to be washed. There is a book that needs to be read. There is a gym session that needs to be taken. There is a therapy session that needs to be taken. There is mail that needs to be put in the mailbox. There is a garage that needs to be reorganized. There is a closet that needs to be reorganized. There's medication you have to pick up from your mom from the pharmacy. There is an update that needs to happen on your phone. I am confident that you have something to do. So do it. But you spending time with someone or someones, there's two of them, who clearly have expressed to you and have shown you evidence that they are an inappropriate match for you, is not going to get you the result that you desire. So what you're looking for is some kind of short-term fulfillment that on the long term is not going to give you a return on your investment, which is your time. And I know that I said this earlier. For those who have just joined the live, I'm going to say it again. It's unfortunate, but it's the truth. In our society, as women age, we are seen as less attractive. The titties are sagging. We tend to gain more weight, skin, this, that, and the other. Where when gentlemen age, looks aren't as important for men. It is the truth. If you see an unattractive man with a pretty woman, you say, he must have money. That means the money outweighs the looks. And people tend to make more money as they get older. So your time, and I know the guys won't like this either, a woman's time is more precious than a man's time. Because as we get older, according to society, we are not as valuable because our value, number one, is stoked in our good looks. That's what it is. I ain't make society. The dudes did. So anything y'all don't like about it, men, the patriarchy is y'all society. Change it if you don't like it, right? So you're wasting valuable time. I also believe that a woman's time is more valuable because if you desire children, then time is of the essence for you. Side note for the gentlemen who are loving this convo, let me also tell you that your sperm is diminishing in quality and quantity as well. And if you do any Googles about the quality of a man's sperm and the percentage of disabled, Down syndrome, and all of the asthma and all of the other things that can happen with the children or to the children of older men, you will see that y'all can have kids. Whether you should is a different story. Nonetheless, back to the question at hand. Why is it not okay? Because you are wasting your precious time. Number one, we're human beings. We're mere mortals. We're all going to die. You're wasting time. Number two, I am confident that you have something that you could be doing that would better your life than talking to people that you know cannot give you the result that you desire. And number three, by default, as a woman, I believe that your time is more precious. Ergo, you should not be circling back around. You shouldn't be circling back around simply because you're wasting your time. You say that you're bored. I don't know what you look like, so this is not me saying you, right? I am sure that there's something that you could be doing to better your life, to better yourself, to position yourself for gentlemen who are not stringing you along like you identified, who are emotionally available, instead of you wasting your time with people who you already know is not. Okay? Somebody arguing with me in the comments. I hope y'all agree. Because if you don't, it doesn't really matter, but I hope you agree. Okay? How do you... Oh, I already did that one. Is it true that fall and winter are the best months to date? No, it is not true. I made a reel that was real popular that shared with you guys that the best times to date are spring and summer. Why? Usually like from April to like end of August, August 31st. Why? The weather is better. More people are outside. People who normally would never go outside, like me. If I ain't have to go outside, I never would, right? But it's summertime, so it's like, oh, I don't want to waste out this good weather. Oh, the sun looks so beautiful. It's orange and pink. Let me just suck it up. Let me go outside while I still can. There's so many events that are going to that are beautiful. Like, I like well-decorated places. I like that kind of stuff. So I'm going to suck it up. I'm going to dress up and I'm going to go out, right? So it is in your best interest to date between the spring and the fall, between the spring and the summer, end of summer. Now, you could have into the fall. If you're in New York, we have really good weather probably until like maybe like October 1st. You start to have to wear a jacket, right? You could, but you know what happens in September? People start getting serious. They're sending their kids back to school. They're getting back into the grind of work. And so summertime fun is summertime fun for a reason, okay? See, I think I got time for one more. I think I covered everything here. So I'm going to break my own rules. Hi, Shanti. I'm going to break my own rules and take a question from the comments, which is, what if you can't seem to meet people? Yeah, I'm in NYC, but men don't approach me that much that are quality. So a couple of things. You need to be approachable. So if you're in New York City, Miss CC, I don't know if you have the classic resting bee face like we do in New York City, but you got to fix your face. Because why would I approach someone who looks like they don't want to be approached? If I am a reasonable man who can read rooms, right? Like I can read rooms, I pick up on energy, I sense things, and I'm looking at somebody who has a face like this, why would I approach a face like this? It looks like I don't want to be. You see the lip? You see the eyebrows? You see? I look like I don't want to be approached, so don't approach me. And I will cuss you stink in New York City, right? So make sure that you look approachable. Make sure that you are giving people eye contact so that they know it's safe to approach you. Nobody want to be on the other side of the Me Too movement. Nobody, the guys, they don't want to hear, oh, he made me feel uncomfortable. Guys can't qualify that. They don't, what does that mean, right? I ain't touch her. I ain't curse her out. So I made you feel uncomfortable. That doesn't resonate with gentlemen, right? So you give your eye contact and you give a smile. That's how they know it's safe to approach. So make sure that you're wide, you're open, right? Chest up, open, smiling, eye contact. So you're reeling them up. Get off your phone, reeling them in. Get off your phone. Get off your phone. Okay, that's also going to help as well. If you want more information, what you can do is you could join me in the Future Wives Club, where we have monthly meetings, daily, it's supposed to be weekly, it ends up being daily Q&A. You can ask all the questions you want. All you have to do is click the link in my bio to join me there, okay? All right, beautiful people, I am going to go ahead and run. I have an errand to run, and then I have a group that starts in 45 minutes. If you are interested in joining me in my coaching program, The Partner You Deserve, all you have to do is click the link in my bio to book a $2 15-minute consultation. We will discuss if I'm the one to help you to get you to the partner you deserve. All of the testimonials, the 150 plus testimonials that you see on my page is from the partner you deserve. So I have a group that starts in 45 minutes. Those ladies knew and understood. They want results. They're like me. They want results. They want them quickly. They want to be in a happy, healthy relationship. They understand and value the institution of family and marriage. And they want it, and they want it now. It's my money. It's my man. And I need him now. So if you are like me, you want results, you're ready to invest in yourself so that you can get into that committed relationship. You don't want another Christmas to come around and you're still looking at everyone's PJ's photos and feeling like, why can't this be me? Take action now. All right, folks, this live will be saved for 48 hours. After that, all of the lives go into the Future Wives Club, where all my trainings, all my ebooks are. Again, our monthly meetings and our Q&A, that all happens in a private Facebook community. So click the link in my bio for you to join that as well. It's $62 a month. Cancel anytime. All right, folks.